Hi Taylor, how you doing? I want to take a look at your work here. Okay, I added text so you can see more with my layout. My intent was this poster for this poster to show Iron Man and Spider-Man working together side by side. Okay, I mean I get that, but let's take a look at the project specs. Now, technically, remember last week you had that Spider-Man and it was all typographic, and I suggested that you go in more of an illustrated technique. But I still think that you should describe exactly what you're trying to do a little bit more. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. We have to continue on. I should say that in design, it's a really good idea to give very, very detailed explanations of your work. So in other words, last week we asked you to describe your 3 sketches. This week we asked you to describe or to take that, the concept from your 3 sketches and move forward, choosing one and moving into the comp stage. Last week you added a little bit, but didn't really tell what the poster is about. This week you're kind of saying that it's about Spider-Man and Iron Man, but you're really not given a solid foundational concept, okay? And I don't think it's obvious by looking at the poster. Let me explain what I mean there. Actually, I'll get that about 25% or so. That's perfect. Fits right in the window. Okay, so right now, what do we have? We have half Spider-Man, half Iron Man. And that's great. It's a kind of a cool idea. I think stylistically, this is totally different than this. So it's not really working. This is like super digital, like with this ghosted eye. And, it's really super digital, where this is just completely analog looking. It's just got the circle and the eye, and that's it. So stylistically, I think these are so dissimilar that it causes almost a visual discomfort. I would recommend trying to find a style that you can represent both sides of the character in a consistent stylistic manner. Hope that makes sense. Okay, the other thing is that you take a look at Spider-Man Homecoming. Neither of these typefaces are the required typefaces from the project. Let me jump over to the project and tell you what I mean. Okay, so right over here, I think it is. Yes, this is the project. So over here at the bottom of the project, it talks about type, what you should use. Now this center paragraph right here is kind of a little bit open to interpretation, and I understand that. That's why during week 1 and again earlier in this week, I emphasized that in this project you need to use at least 2 typefaces, a sans serif and a serif. The sans serif needs to be from this list. The serif needs to be from this list, okay? The only other exceptions there are you're allowed to use some sort of an illustrator or a decorative typeface for the headline, okay? But that's it. Other than that, your body copy and everything has to be you have to present 2 typefaces, a sans and a serif. Okay, so let's go back to the piece. Now this piece right here, it's missing a call to action. Basically you're saying Spider-Man Homecoming, and the viewer looks at it and goes, okay, I see Spider-Man, but what does this have to do with Spider-Man Homecoming? It's not a complete thought. It's very confusing. My recommendation here would be to take, using the allotted typefaces, the typefaces you're allowed to use, I would put Spider-Man Homecoming, then take a paragraph and describe it. You could use a subhead with the sans serif and a body copy with the serif, but describe what you're talking about. What is this poster for? In other words, what is the call to action? Is it a show? Is it a play? Is it a book? Is it, what is it? Is it a new cartoon? I mean, a new series? What is it? You really have to describe your call to action here, okay? Other than that, in the illustrative, you're looking pretty good. This side is good. This side, you can see your pen tool right there. Your pen tool is a little weird. That should be a curve, a perfect curve, shouldn't it? But you can see your points. You can see your anchor points there. I will bet you money you have an anchor point there, and there's another one here, definitely. And then you have your corner points here. But you can see them, which means they're not as particularly or clearly as smooth as they possibly could be. Okay, food for thought. Also, trying to think of something that you can do to make the Spider-Man side a little, well, I already mentioned that. Other than that, the colors are great. Setup is good. Typography is looking pretty good. I think you got a nice comic booky feel here, but definitely you got to use those required typefaces, okay? Any questions, comments, or concerns, or if I can clarify anything at all, please feel free to let me know, okay? Thank you.